Good evening once again. Thanks for joining us for our final political forum ahead of the general election. A high-profile contest tonight. Incumbent Democratic Congressman Michael Arcuri on my left taking on Republican challenger Richard Hanna for the 24th Congressional District. Now, we flipped a coin prior to the show. Mr. Hanna, you won, so here comes the first question. And gentlemen, let's begin with one thing that unites all 11 counties in this district, and that is the concern over the economy and the loss of jobs. Now, in Oneida County alone, we're about to lose hundreds of jobs in a matter of weeks. The question is, though, what can be done at the federal level to avoid situations like this in the future?
Well, as you know, in the last 15 years, we've lost about 158,000 jobs in upstate New York. We've lost about 1.5 million people in the last 10 years, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that New York is the most highly regulated, least business-friendly state in the country. People know that. They seek opportunities other places. And as you see, this crumbling community that we live in, which when I came here 30 years ago out of college, was a great place to live. And the unfortunate thing is that in all that time, I've never seen a new year that's been better than the previous year. I've done well here, and I'm happy about that. And one of the reasons I'm running today is so that my kids can have the same kind of opportunity. We need to get it through our heads that small business is the backbone of our economy and this nation's economy. It creates 70% of all jobs. The consumer is 70% of our economy. We should do everything that we can to make sure that small business prospers and grows and thrives here, and we have not done that. We've made sure that it's punitive, it's difficult. Everywhere I go, businesses feel abused, they feel put upon. We have become regulators of ourselves. Every small business is like, it feels as though he has to be his own accountant, his own compliance officer. The paperwork is enormous. We need to do all of those things to make it easier, make it more friendly here, reduce the cost and scope of government, and generally get back to the notion that small business is what it's all about, and the growth of government is fundamentally incompatible with the success of the rest of us.
Congressman Arcuri, what can be done at the federal level? And that's true.
Thank you. I think my friend Mr. Hanna's answer there is probably articulates better than anything else the difference between the campaign that he's run and the campaign that we have been running. And the fact of the matter is he doesn't give any ideas for what the future is all about. I mean, we know things are tough. We know it's always been tough for us in upstate New York. But here are the things that we talk about. This is our plan. We call our plan teamwork, and it's based on 4 ideas that we think are our strengths. It's based on the T for transportation, the E for our educational system, the A for our agriculture, and the M for our manufacturing. When I talk about things like transportation, I talk about our rail, improving our rail. I'm on the transportation committee, making sure that we get the kind of roads, the kind of work on our canal that make our transportation second to none. What has always been great in upstate New York. Education, one of the things that we've worked on, we were able to get over $1 million for Utica College for its cyber center. We then got scholarship money for that, and it turns out that cybersecurity center are the people that we use at Rome Base, at the lab. That's the way that you educate your children and you put them to work right here. Agriculture, we have a strong agricultural base. I've worked hard to help our dairy farmers. They're in need, and now we're seeing improvement at places like Ag Market where they make Chobani yogurt. And the last one, manufacturing. I've worked at places like Remington Arms. Remington has increased their workforce to 1,000 people. It's the first time they've been over 1,000 people in about 20 years. Part of that is the money that we were able to bring back for them. Part of it was as a result of the legislation we were able to get passed. Those are our strengths. We need to build on our strengths. That's what we're all about here in upstate New York.
All right, second question. Congressman Arcuri, you will start the second question. The American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, also known as the stimulus, was devised to bring the country out of the recession. The success of the plan, however, is in the eyes of the beholder. Some tout it as a rousing success, others call it a miserable failure. Do you agree with either characterization, or is it more of a gray area?
Well, I think, you know, in this area, I think there are times when Mr. Hanna and I agree. I mean, I've heard him on the Keeler show say that a stimulus bill was absolutely necessary, but he didn't like that stimulus bill.